what's up guys, Just Ash here, and today we're doing something completely different on my channel that I am actually really excited for. I've wanted to do something like this for a really long time, and I've finally been able to do it. So I recently went on Yesstyle and ordered a whole bunch of Korean makeup products. Now, I've never really tried Korean makeup products before. I hear they're really good, so today we're going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I've bought pretty much everything that you would need to do a full face of makeup. I did try and stick to stuff that I would use every day rather than like for a really glam night out. So hopefully this will go really well. I will just clarify, obviously this video isn't sponsored in any way, shape or form. I am not being paid to say any of this. I am not being sponsored. None of this stuff was given to me for free. I did buy all of it with my own money. I do have one concern though, and that is the foundation and concealer that I bought may not be the right shade for me, and the reason for that is obviously I bought all this with my own money, so I couldn't really afford to buy like 3 or 4 shades of each to make sure I got a good match. So what I did was I took my regular foundation and my regular concealer and kind of held them up next to the computer screen to see which shade matched my regular foundation. Obviously there's no guarantee that that's going to be correct. Colors do look different on a computer screen to how they do in real life. So yes, hopefully I don't end up looking too bonkers, because I'd like to do a wear test with this as well. So let's get on with the video. First things first, gotta pin my fringe up, get that out of the way. Also, if my voice sounds a little bit croaky today, that is because I have actually been under the weather recently. I've not been very well and my voice hasn't quite recovered yet. So please, like, bear with me and my croaky voice. Okay, the first product that I'm going to be using is this one. It is a skin primer. It is the Eliza Vecca Skin Layer Primer. Now, obviously all of the instructions are written in Korean, and while I can read Korean characters, I don't understand Korean. I didn't get very far on Duolingo, obviously. So let's see what this is. I'm pretty certain, like every primer that I've had before, I've just applied with my hands. So I'm just going to do this as well. Ooh, this is tinted. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but like this is a tinted primer. I might not need the foundation. Ooh. Okay. It's not like sticky. It's just like heavy, I think is probably the best way to describe it. It's very heavy. It smells really good though. Like, it's not too overpowering, but it has a kind of fresh scent, which is quite nice. I don't necessarily like perfumed products on my face because I find that the perfume is too heavy, but this one was actually really nice. And yeah, it's primed my skin. My skin is primed. So let's move on to foundation. I've got the Subu G foundation SPF 30 in the shade number 23. And yeah, I thought this would happen. So I don't know how well you guys can see that on camera, but it has obviously exploded in transit. You know, these things happen. You can't get too mad. I'm just going to grab a cloth and wipe this off. It actually doesn't look like it's going to be too far from the wrong shade. It might be a little dark for me, but then I spent most of my teenage years wearing foundation that was like completely the wrong shade. Like I would wear foundation that was 3 or 4 shades too pale for me because I was a true emo. Oh my god, this is a mess. This is a mess. I know these things happen, but I really wish that this hadn't exploded in transit because it's just a mess now. And me trying to clean it hasn't really helped. So I'm going to do a better job of that later. I just want to get on and use it. So, oh wow. This is not, is this meant to be a pump applicator? Hang on. Yes, it is meant to be a pump applicator. Hooray! We're in. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. Oh, it's really watery. Ooh, this is gonna be strange. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that looks about the same color. It's not showing up very well on camera because of the lights, but it does look about the same color as the foundation that I normally wear. So I've done one side of my face just to try and show you guys the difference, but this is actually pretty good coverage. It's also a pretty good match as well. I thought it was going to be a lot darker, but this is okay. It's not feeling too heavy on my face, which I was worried about. It is very drippy though, so do be careful if you're like me and you put it on your hand first, because it may drop onto your clothes. This smells really good as well. Like, it doesn't have any particular fragrance, it just smells quite fresh. Okay, so that is a full face of foundation. I do look a bit ghosty in the camera at the moment, but I'm sure I can fix that. This actually isn't too bad. It doesn't feel too heavy on my skin. It's very similar in shade to the foundation that I usually use, which I think is the Rimmel Matte Perfection in the shade 001 Fair Porcelain. And this is a pretty good shade match for that. So I'm not too annoyed that it exploded in transit, because like I said, these things happen. It does dry down. It's quite a liquidy formula, but it is drying down. Hopefully when it dries down, it doesn't change the color too much, because sometimes I find that when foundation dries down, it gets darker. So hopefully that doesn't happen with this. Also, if I'm looking down a lot, it's because my mirror is under my camera. So I'm like looking at myself in the mirror because it's easier to see than on the camera viewfinder. And final point about the foundation is it has much better coverage than the Rimmel one that I use. Usually the Rimmel one, I can see all of the redness around here from like my spot scars where I've picked my spots. Don't pick your spots, kids. And also across my nose I get quite red, and I can't see that at all through this foundation. So hopefully this doesn't budge. Next up we have concealer. This is the same Cover Perfection Tip Concealer. I really only use concealer under my eyes. I don't tend to put it on like any of my spot scars, or if I have a breakout, I don't like to use it on there either. Just because I find it actually draws attention to them more than anything else. So we're just going to whack this on under my eye. This is thick. Oh boy. This is a really thick, like, full coverage concealer, and I did well on my shade matching. It looks really bright on camera because I have two lights and my windows open. But once it's blended, it should look fine. I am stunned. Absolutely stunned. So, oh gosh, I look so ghosty. I need some color on my face. Okay, so that is the concealer blended. It's fantastic. It has done a wonderful job of covering the bags under my eyes. I'm just a little bit concerned because it is quite thick. I have like some creases under my eyes that I'm really worried it's going to fall into and just make them look worse. But at the moment, it looks really good. I look like a ghost and I need some color on my face. So let's move on to the next one. Let's get a little bit of color back into my face now that I have completely flattened all of my features. I am going to contour. Contouring is something that I am not very good at, so please bear with me. And what I'm using for contour is I am using the Berry Som Oops Dual Contouring in the shade 01 Highlighter and Shading. So you have a highlighter and you have a contour. Now, the problem that I always find with contour for me is that no matter what shade of contour I use, it just makes my face look dirty. This is quite a light shade, so hopefully this won't be too awful. And then I'm just going to contour my cheekbones because I have a fringe. I don't need to contour around the top of my head. And my jawline is like fine. So, oh, this is a cream concealer, a cream contour, which is something that I am not used to. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but this contour is actually darker than it looks in the pot. So hopefully I can blend this out and not look like I'm just drawing a beard on. Okay, so that is it blended out. I probably used a little bit too much just because I'm not used to the product, but it blends really easily. It's actually really easy to work with. Try not to get it in my hair. Yeah. So that is the contour on the other side. I definitely used just like a little bit too much. Again, because I'm not used to the product. It's the first time that I've used it. but it blends really easily. I don't think my face looks dirty. I think it looks okay. This is a win. So I will come back to the highlighter because I like to do my blush before I highlight. So let's move on to blush. I got the Innisfree My Palette My Blusher in the color number 2 Marigold. It is this really nice sort of orangey shade, which has a bit of shimmer in it as well. I do prefer an orange shaded blush to like a red or a pink because I think it suits my skin tone better. Oh god, I can't get into this. This is such a tiny little palette. So I'm just gonna take a normal brush. I only have like one powder brush. So let's just pop this on. Okay, so I don't know how well you guys can see this because I've just put the blush on here. It is very sheer. It is a very, very sheer blush. And I'm glad it's sheer because that means it's quite buildable. So yeah, that is 2 coats of blush compared to 0 coats of blush, which I think looks much better. I do prefer a blush that is buildable as opposed to one that's like really highly pigmented, because I find I'm quite heavy-handed with my makeup. So if I can't like layer a blush, it's just gonna go too dark too fast. This is also really easy to blend out as well. I find that a lot of the blushes I use are really hard to blend with. Just put a dot on the end of my nose as well. So yes, so far, I'm really impressed with everything. The blush itself is very sheer but buildable, which is nice. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, but not quite enough for my liking. So I am going to go back to the Berry Som Jewel Contouring. This highlighting shade is actually pink tinged. I don't know if that's going to pick up very well on camera, but it's pink tinged. So let's go with this. I'll just put a few dots on the top of my cheekbones, a little bit on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the end of my nose, and then some on my chin. Again, don't need to do my forehead because I have bangs, so this should be fine. We're just going to take our makeup sponge and we're going to blend this in as well. Okay, so first thing to note is that it is not a like Jeffree Star blinding highlight, which is fine because I actually prefer a more natural look to my highlight and contour. This one is very much more of a like dewy kind of finish, make you look like you're glowing rather than you're made of metal. And the pink itself isn't too overpowering. It has, however, if I just get real close and show you, along here in particular, it has gripped the foundation in an odd way and slightly pulled it away. But that might just be because I've used a cream highlight over a powder blush, and normally I use a powder highlight over a powder blush. So that's probably just my application. The product itself is brilliant. I did not come into this video expecting to love everything so far, but I am, which is fine. Now, my face is done. Let's move on to my eyebrows. Is this the eyebrow one? Yes. So for my eyebrows, I am using the Etude House Drawing Eyebrow number 01 Black Brown. Now, this is very similar to a product that I use on my eyebrows anyway, because I am terrified of doing my eyebrows. They never look right. So please don't laugh at me. I am not good at doing my eyebrows. I'm not good at makeup in general, to be honest with you. I don't know why I even wanted to do this video, but I'm having a good time. So you do get a little spoolie brush, and then obviously you've got the product in the other side. So that is the product there. It is one of those like triangular angle shaped ones, which I really like. It's basically the same as a product that I use now. I know some people prefer like a thinner one because you have more control, but I'm terrible at doing my eyebrows anyway, and I wear bangs, so if my eyebrows look awful, it really doesn't matter that much to me. So I'm going to do my eyebrows. Again, please don't laugh at me because I'm terrible at them. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my spoolie to brush my eyebrows up, And then we're gonna hope that this is the right shade. Everything else has been pretty much perfect. So hopefully this will be as well. So one thing to note is that I have been resting my hand on my face to do my eyebrows, and some of my foundation has transferred onto my hand. Now, it doesn't look like anything has shifted on my face, which is fine. But that is just something to bear in mind. I obviously didn't get a powder to set my foundation, but if you don't want your foundation to transfer, you might just want to get a powder or a setting spray to just like set everything to your face. Okay, so my eyebrows are as good as they are ever gonna get. This product is really good. It gives you a lot of control while you are doing your brows, and it comes with a spoolie brush, which is always a bonus. And it's more of a like powdery pencil formula than like a waxy formula that you get a lot over here, which means it's really forgiving if you make mistakes. It's much easier to just kind of like wipe them away. Obviously, my eyebrows look like trash anyway, so I'm probably not the best person to take product recommendations from. The next product is an eyeshadow palette, also from Etude House. This is the Blend for Eyes palette in the color 01 Dry Rose. It has this really nice gold shade, this really nice like pink shimmer shade, this really nice dark gold shimmer shade, and then a blush pinky red shimmer shade. I actually bought this because it is the closest to what I use on my eyes now. So hopefully I'll be able to create something, you know, wearable. I'll just swatch these quickly for you before I move on. Now, swatching is awkward for me because I'm right-handed, but I have a tattoo on my left arm, so I can't like swatch like this. So I don't know how well this is gonna go. Please bear with me. So the first swatch is of that bottom left brown shade just there. The next one is the top left pink shimmer shade, and then we've got the darker pink shimmer shade just there, which is actually more matte now that it's out of the palette. And then last up, we've got that brown gold shimmer as well, which is just there. So those are the swatches from lightest to darkest. I actually really like this like brownie gold. Let's see what I can create. So, oh boy, these are really powdery. Make sure you tap your brush off if you're using these. So the first shade I am using is this shade just here. I'm just gonna put that in my crease. Not that there's much point of me doing any sort of like cut crease or transition shade because I have really heavily lidded eyes, so anything I put in my crease just like folds back into my head, so it's really not worth it at this point. Hey, what's up guys? Just Ash from about 5 minutes in the future here. I didn't realize while I was doing my eye makeup that my laptop froze and stopped recording. So if the audio quality is really bad for the rest of this video, that is why. Basically, my laptop has had a meltdown, I can't use my microphone, and I am so far into this video that I don't want to stop. So please bear with me, and we will get on with wherever we are picking up from. I think it's eyeshadow color number 2. Okay, so that is the base with just this shade here. I'm gonna go on top of that with the pink shade here, just in the middle and on the outer corner. And I'll probably blend it into my crease as well, but you guys won't be able to see it. That is it with the pink shade on, and I will just say that these colors are really easy to work with. They are super pigmented, but also kind of sheer, so they're quite buildable. And they are really easy to blend, like barely any work at all, and they just blend like an absolute dream. So I'm gonna finish off the eye look with this goldy brown shade here. I'm just gonna put that on like the outer corner to just deepen up this look. And there we go, finished eye look, or at least finished eyeshadow look. That brown actually looks more red on my eyes. I think the way the camera is set up, it looks more orange to brown, whereas in real life it looks more red to brown. So they are a bit redder than they are picking up on camera, but I think they're really nice products. They blend really well, they have a really good formula, and again, I'll be adding this to my daily routine, and I'll probably go and buy more. I think they have like 6 or 7 different types of this palette. So let's move on to the next product. Now, I don't usually wear eyeliner, but I thought I would for this video, because I've heard that Korean eyeliners are actually really good. So this is an Etude House styling eyeliner. I did get brown eyeliner because I don't really like wearing black eyeliner anymore. I think it looks too harsh. That is what the product looks like. It has, oh, it's very soft. So let's whack this on my eyes. Right, eyeliner done. You probably can't see it very well because I did just put it on my top lash line and then use my finger to blend it out a little bit. It is very blendable. It's very soft. I am worried that it's going to transfer onto like this part of my eye because I find soft eyeliners always do that. Other than that, it's really nice. It's not too harsh. I think it's quite dark. It's definitely a very dark brown. It's near enough black brown than brown. So it is quite dark. It does add a nice little bit of definition to my eyeballs. And yeah, again, another product that I'm really impressed with in this little trying on Korean makeup thing. I'm so happy that I've liked everything so far, and I only have 2 products left, so hopefully I'll like them as well. What I did notice while I was doing my eye makeup though is that the concealer and foundation and primer have started to settle into like the creases under my eyes. So that is one thing to be aware of. Because they are so thick, if you have creases under your eyes, they're gonna crease. There's no such thing as creaseless makeup. Okay, so the final product for my eyes is mascara. I'm using the same Samuel Perfect Curling Mascara. Hopefully this is black. It has a white top, and every time I see mascara that has a white top, I always worry that it's like the white mascara base coat rather than like real mascara. So yes, it is black. It's one of those curved ones to help you get a better curl. So let's just see what this is like. To me, mascara is mascara. So as long as it makes my lashes look longer, I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the difference. This is the eye with mascara. This is the eye without mascara. Again, this mascara is really good. It's another one that hasn't disappointed me. It's not clumpy at all. It does take a little bit of work to get the product on the lashes. Like, you do have to go over it a few times, but it doesn't clump, which is quite nice because you then don't get like spider leg eyelashes. So let me put this on my other eye and just balance my look out. And there we go, eye makeup done. I have one last product to use. Is a lip product. It is the Peri Pera Airy Inky Velvet, or Airy Ink Velvet, sorry. And I got this in the shade Bloomy Orange, because I do prefer to wear orange or red lipstick to like pretty much anything else. So hopefully this is the color. Oh God. That is a lot brighter than I was expecting. The picture on the website, it looks like a really nice like peachy apricot-y orange. This looks fluorescent, and I have heard that these things stay on your lips for like days, so hopefully I like this color. This may be the only thing that I don't like from this, and I will be gutted because I've seen so many people use the Peri Pera products. They are so cute, they are so good. This was like one of the most expensive things that I bought as well. I really splashed out on this. So I really hope that this looks good on me. Wish me luck. Okay, so first thing to point out, it is showing up much more orange on the camera than it is in real life. Which is fine, because on camera, I look bonkers. In real life, it looks okay. It's more of a subtle orange in real life. It's also, I don't know if it just takes a little while to dry down, but it is still a bit damp. However, this has a much nicer texture to other liquid lips that I have used. The Rimmel Stay Matte liquid lips are matte and they do stay on, but they do start to like flake. And it's because they have such a dry texture. This, on the other hand, really is airy. It's more like a mousse. It is drying down, like, Okay, so there is a little bit of transfer when you do like a kiss test, and I'm now really worried that I'm gonna have that on my hand for the next like 4 days. But I'm impressed. I really am. It's definitely more of a subtle orange in real life than it is showing on camera. I will just like reiterate that. This is probably the best thing that I've bought out of this entire haul. I think. I don't know. To wrap up, I guess, I really liked everything from this little excursion into Korean beauty. I will probably use all of it again. I might replace quite a lot of my daily makeup with this. I will definitely be replacing my eyebrow pencil with the Etude House one. I will probably use the eyeliner every day as well, the Etude House eyeliner. Mascara's mascara, so I'll use the mascara, but hey, mascara's mascara. The blush was really pretty. The eyeshadow was really good. The Peri Pera Airy Ink Velvet was fantastic. Don't be fooled. It's not like a fluorescent orange. I am going to be doing a wear test because I don't look too bonkers, which is nice. My wear test is basically going to be me filming some B-roll for this video in my ridiculously hot flat, so we will get a full sweat test going. I also have some editing to do and some errands to run, and then I'm gonna go and meet Alex from work. So I will check back with you guys later, hopefully with a working microphone as well. I'll see you in about 7 hours. And we're back. The makeup has been on my face now for about 9 hours. I did spend some time in my very warm flat with my lights on, filming some B-roll for this video. I then went to go meet Alex from work, ran some errands, cooked dinner, ate dinner, spent the rest of my evening editing. So I've really put this makeup through its paces, and it still looks fine. At the very least, it looks fine from a distance where the camera is and where you guys are sat. However, it does start to fall apart when you look up close. So, first things first, I wore my glasses all day. I have to wear my glasses. I can't wear contact lenses because my glasses are not to correct my vision. They are to correct a muscle imbalance in my eyes. So let's see how well the makeup survived having my glasses on for 9 hours. I'll just take these off. Oh boy, you know what? It's not actually that bad. I usually end up with huge semicircles around here where the bottom of my frames has rubbed my makeup away, and I don't actually have that today, which is quite nice. I do have oily skin, and it is looking a bit shiny on my cheeks and on my chin, and then my nose has almost no makeup left on it at all. Whether that's because I have a habit of like rubbing my nose, or because the oil from my skin has actually eaten through the makeup, but there is no makeup on my nose whatsoever. It's starting to separate on my chin, and it does look kind of gross. Again, that might just be the oil from my skin eating through the makeup. On my forehead, we're actually okay on my forehead. I'm a bit shiny because I've not topped my makeup up during the day, but that's fine. The foundation, as it oxidized, did get a little bit darker, but not too much to the point where it's unwearable, which is fine. The highlight, blush, and contour on my cheeks haven't budged, which I love. And I reckon if I took a powder compact with me and like powdered my face every now and then, I reckon I wouldn't look oily and the foundation wouldn't have moved with my oily skin at all. My eyebrows are still intact despite looking like absolute trash when I did them. My eye makeup hasn't creased, the eyeliner hasn't transferred at all, and my mascara is still in place, which I do like. I really appreciate eye makeup that is budge proof. The concealer has settled into the fine lines around my eyes just a little bit, but it was doing that when I did the makeup anyway, so that's not a surprise. There's no such thing as creaseless makeup, so I'm really not shocked that it's creased. You know, it's just a thing that happens. And the lipstick. Now, when I finished recording the first part of this video, the lipstick was still kind of wet. It transferred onto my hand, but it did end up drying all the way down. it has stayed pretty well. I did eat a big old curry for dinner. I had an ice lolly when I finished filming as well, and ice lollies are killer for lipstick. You end up with just like no lipstick here, and then it looks like you're just wearing lip liner. But the Peri Pera stuff has actually stayed on my lips, and for the most part, it has survived my lip biting habit. I have a real habit of just chewing on my lips, like when I'm idle. I really should find something else to eat, but I chew on my lips, and it's survived. It's actually really good. I'm really impressed with all of this makeup. I'm really impressed with its staying power. I've definitely worn makeup that has looked worse earlier than this. Like, my normal makeup that I wear every day will last around 5 to 6 hours before it starts to look like this. And this only really started to look kind of oily at around the 8-hour mark. So I'm not too surprised, because no makeup, no matter how long wearing it claims to be, is ever going to be that long wearing. People have different skin types, they do different things, and it affects their makeup differently. But I am really impressed. I am going to be putting every single product that I use today into my daily makeup routine. I'm going to swap all of my products out, mostly because they are fantastic at staying on my face, which is something I really didn't expect. I thought that at the very least it would have the same staying power as the stuff I use now, and after like 8 or 9 hours I'd just look really greasy and gross. But this looks better than my normal makeup does, which is really impressive, especially when you consider the fact that I don't think I said any of the prices, but none of it was more than what I would pay for like high street products over here. And even including the shipping, because it was free shipping, nothing was that expensive. In fact, a lot of what I bought from Yesstyle was cheaper than products that I would buy in like a high street store like Superdrug or Boots. So the fact that it's cheaper and the quality is better, and like the coverage on the foundation is better, the blendability of the blush was better, the eye products are all non-creasing, which was really nice. So yeah, I am really impressed. I will definitely be buying more Korean beauty products, which I'm so excited for. If you guys want me to do another first impressions Korean makeup, let me know in the comments or by liking this video. And also, because this is the first kind of style of video that I've done like this on the channel, let me know any tips I can use to make it better as well. I want my videos to be stuff that you guys want to watch. So yeah, if you've got any tips, hints, ideas to make this better, let me know them in the comments as well. And as always, if you haven't yet, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next Friday for the next video.